They said he disappeared without a trace, but the truth is far darker than anyone ever imagined. For decades, this case was buried, hidden behind locked doors and whispered warnings. What you're about to hear was kept from the world, until now. And what we uncovered next changes everything. It started on a quiet night in a town that seemed ordinary, almost too ordinary. People went to bed as they always did, unaware that a life was about to vanish, one that would leave questions no one dared speak aloud. A man disappeared, no signs, no struggles, just gone. The neighbors claimed they heard faint sounds, something between a scream and a cry for help, but the authorities dismissed it. Probably moved, they said. But no one moved, not really. The first clue surfaced years later, hidden in plain sight. A local historian stumbled upon a dusty journal tucked in the corner of an abandoned house, pages yellowed, edges curled. The handwriting was frantic, almost illegible in parts, but the entries painted a chilling picture. There were mentions of secret meetings, coded messages, and a presence, someone, or something, that watched from the shadows. Who could have imagined the truth hiding in plain sight? And then came the testimonies. People who had once been close to the missing man began to speak, hesitantly, their voices trembling. One neighbor described seeing a figure lurking near the house the night he vanished, a figure no one could identify, yet somehow familiar. Another account mentioned strange vehicles circling the area, unmarked, silent, leaving no trace of their passage. Everything seemed ordinary, until it wasn't. But that's not even the worst part. Hidden documents surfaced in a government archive years later. Files stamped confidential, buried under layers of bureaucracy. They detailed surveillance on the town, on the man, on the people who even mentioned him. The files hinted at a network so vast, so meticulously organized, that anyone who crossed it disappeared. Was the man just unlucky, or was he a target of something far bigger? A twist came from the most unexpected source, the man's own family. Letters surfaced, unsent, revealing a fear that had festered for years. They spoke of warnings, subtle threats from people they once trusted. Who promised protection, but betrayed him instead? And why was every effort to find him met with silence? No one could explain what happened next. What we found next will leave you speechless. There were strange financial transactions, coded references in everyday objects, and symbols etched in places that seemed random, but were not. Was someone trying to communicate? Or was it a warning? Every answer led to more questions, and the deeper we dug, the darker the picture became. Everything you thought you knew about this case is about to change. And yet, even with all the evidence, one question lingered. Why? Why target him? Why erase every trace? Who had the power to manipulate an entire town, a community, even the people sworn to protect it? The answer, when it comes, is far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. If you want to see what they tried to hide next, stay tuned, because the path we uncovered doesn't lead to safety or closure. It leads to secrets, to forbidden knowledge, and to a truth that many wanted buried forever. The truth has been buried for decades, but now it's finally coming to light. And the next revelation will change everything you thought you knew. The trail didn't just go cold, it disappeared into shadows no one dared enter. Clues that should have led to answers twisted into riddles. Hidden cameras captured fleeting movements, blurred shapes that vanished the moment anyone approached. Was the man still alive? Or had something far more sinister claimed him? A former investigator, now retired, came forward with a revelation that shook the case to its core. Files he had kept secret, fearing repercussions, detailed encounters with powerful figures who monitored the town, manipulating who lived and who vanished. They weren't just watching, they were controlling. Every call to authorities, every report, had been redirected, buried under layers of deception. And the people who promised safety? They were the ones responsible for the disappearance all along. Then came the diary of a whistleblower, a confidant who had vanished years before anyone knew the man went missing. The pages revealed a twisted network, people with influence over law, media, and finance, who eliminated threats with surgical precision. Names were redacted, but hints were everywhere. Symbols in photographs, cryptic messages in letters, odd coincidences in news reports. Could it be that the man had stumbled onto something forbidden, something no one was allowed to see? And what we discovered next will leave you speechless. Satellite images, once considered irrelevant, exposed secret operations near the town's outskirts. Tunnels, abandoned vehicles, and signs of overnight activity that didn't match any official records. The scale of it was terrifying. This wasn't a simple disappearance, it was orchestrated, planned, executed with precision. The people trusted to protect the public were orchestrating the very horrors no one could speak of. Witnesses came forward, whispering of meetings that took place in darkness, rituals almost, where decisions about who would vanish were made. Each story was more shocking than the last, each account suggesting a hidden world operating within our own. Was the man an unfortunate victim, or a warning to anyone who dared dig too deep? But that's not all. Evidence emerged that tied the disappearance to long-forgotten events decades earlier. Cases that had been closed, declared accidents, even suicides, were linked. Patterns that no one noticed at the time became clear under scrutiny. The network wasn't new, it had been operating for generations, silent and invisible. And the vanished? Only the latest names on a list that stretches further than anyone wants to admit. Every discovery seemed to pull us deeper into the darkness. Family members received threats, documents vanished from public records, and even digital files were erased without a trace. Who was behind it all? What power could manipulate reality itself, erasing lives as if they never existed? Every question led to a chilling truth: the man's disappearance wasn't random. It was a message, a warning, and the full story remains hidden. And yet, there is hope. Small clues, overlooked at first, began to form a pattern. Symbols in diaries, repeated phrases, the placement of objects in the vanished man's home, they hinted at a code. A message left for anyone willing to see it. Could it finally lead to the truth? Could it reveal what happened to him and why no one dared tell the world? The truth has been buried for decades, but it is rising. And the next revelation will expose secrets so shocking, so twisted, that nothing you think you know about this case, or the world behind it, will ever feel safe again. Check the next episode to uncover more shocking truths. Support the story in the description, and subscribing keeps you on the front line of every hidden mystery. And remember, some secrets were never meant to be discovered.